Your shoes kicked off, get your favorite little blanket. I gotta unroll mine. Ducky blanket, get yourself your favorite beverage and settle in, and we're gonna talk about the Jay Slater case, and we're starting a brand new series. So this will be part one, and it's called The Green Door, and there's a reason for it. It's not just this green door and Masca kind of feel, but also it's this green, meaning that we have a lot of weed shops and so forth involved, and rugs and jewelry such as watches. And so I kind of wanted to talk today about this idea that the timing needs to be readjusted. And I say that based on Lucy's own accounts as well as what took place at a certain time. And I've said for the longest of times that 1:45 to 2:45 plays a huge part. Now we can track Jay. He was at Papagayo's. The set is in time, and so is the lighting with the music on all those videos. And you can even see Jay running in the dark coming towards his friends, and he's watching over his back. Yeah, I think that was right before they all hit the road. So we're going to dig into this. Now, this is a live, and we have a beautiful live audience. You may be playing replay from home, so if you hear me reading comments and so forth, it's coming from our live audience. Before we deep dive into the Jay Slater case, I wanted to let you know that I have a new channel called Paradox Painting. And with that, if you're into art, if you like art, we're having a blast over there. In a matter of basically less than 2 weeks, we're at 100 subs, and it's so inspiring to me. But it's about 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes worth of a little art video where I paint with you, and I take you through the whole process, and it's a lot of fun. So we have a premiere, and this is painting number, oh shoot, hold on, 10. And it's called Leave a Message. So I hope you'll join us. It's going to be a very beautiful live. All right, let's get back into Jay Slater. Now, oh, and the link for Paradox Painting is going to be pinned down below the live right away, as well as you can get the link itself in if you just hit the arrow and drop it down if you're on replay. The rest of us on this live will be able to hit a thumbnail, and it will time warp us over there. So get ready to do the jump after this if you're into art, or if you just want to relax, you know, have an ASMR moment. Oh yeah. Okay, you guys, let's truly jump into the Jay Slater case. Something happened to my chat, so it's alive. Just give me a GIF to repair it. Okay, it truly jumped me out. Like I would have been booted. All right, much better. Now I can see chat as well as we go. So, we all know that Lucy gave an interview. Hold on. Wet my whistle a little bit, get it nice and clean in here. Lucy gave an interview. Remember her head, the back of her head? Yeah. Okay. So, in the Jay Slater case, Lucy gives an interview which she states she went home at just after 1 a.m. And she went home alone, darling. So, taking that in consideration and putting that over here on the blackboard, right? There, imagine it there. Let's jump ahead to this new document that is basically stating, according to the court document that we're seeing, that Lucy woke up at the Airbnb. So she had went there, not home, but she said she went home. So she's lying, most likely. I doubt she went home. Now, Lucy's kind of a luxury kind of gal. She likes to look really, really like $1,000,000. And yet, at 1:45-ish, 1:30, whatever it is, just after 1, she decides to go up to the mountains where there's no hot water and no air conditioning and slum it. Okay. There's only one reason, in my opinion, that you would do that if you were Lucy. And that is because you need to get tucked away. Something went down. Now let's back up time. Rewind all the way till Saturday. A lot of us have done a lot of research on the actual NRG Fest, and we have learned, and a lot of people can back me on this, that something took place around the early morning at the Hard Rock Cafe. Or Hard Rock Hotel, Cafe Hotel. And this Hard Rock Hotel, it was alleged that something big happened because it actually affected the events, right, that seemed to come up the next morning, just didn't happen. Like everything got changed up on the venue for Sunday morning. Completely different. So something took place. Not only are we heading into Jay Slater going missing and later found at the bottom of a cliff, but back it up, the event that he's involved in has had a massive reshuffling of scheduling going on where Big Nasty isn't going to be doing his thing, but yet he is, because we have videos of him doing it. It's just taken off the NRG schedule. Like, we are not going to be part of that. So, if in this hypothesis, this little rabbit hole I'm going to go down, is based on the theory that a watch got taken much earlier and the whole timeline needs to shift a lot earlier. So if the watch came up missing, I have to ask you, if Lucy's the one that's consistently several times, we've seen several messages where it's allegedly Lucy saying she effed up. What did she F up about? So how do you get close to the rumor of a very drunk, important person and you nick a watch? Could it be that all of us have missed the ticket and that it's actually Lucy who nicked the watch? And if so, it would explain why Ahab states, Lucy was the first one at my yard. Right? The hangout, the hideout. I just can't see her going from a 5-star hotel or 3-star hotel to, packages of ham rolled up in the window kind of feel. I'm exaggerating, of course, but it's creepy looking. Now, let's walk this out a little bit. So if Lucy, and again, we're just speculating, throwing spaghetti at somebody else's walls because mine are freshly painted, and I love my colors. But we're just speculating. Let's say Lucy is the one that nicks the watch. Now, let's go a little deeper because this is a deep dive. I have shared many times over many months, probably 8 or 9 months now, the little video of Topical Juice explaining how Lucy and Potter Paper are allegedly connected and that he was approached by some anonymous individuals, because we don't know their name, that had claimed to be the ones that had robbed Potter's weed shop and broke in there and recorded it and broadcast it live to everybody, all because they alleged, according to Topical Juice, that they told Topical Juice that a girl named Lucy that's well known all over Tenerife, and we've heard the same thing about the bars, right? That the girl well known in Tenerife, Lucy, okay, was in cahoots with PP in a takeover to take over a Jamaican's legal shop, because he could have it legally, the guy could. But I don't think, because Potter never got legalized, I think something held them back. Could be that he has prison time and he couldn't get a legit business, so he decided to take one over. All hypothetical, all speculation. For all I know, it's all just somebody else's idea. But let's throw it out there for a minute. We've heard of a VIP going to the green door in Masca Airbnb. We've summed up that nobody's going to stay there because it's a dump, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's. But if it's not serving as an Airbnb and it's serving as a hideout, I'm going to tell you now, I have videos and clips where Potter is signing PG tip boxes. And we've got the tea hut full of PG tips. Like, was that always the backup hideout so that business could go on as usual and you could stay in your beautiful hotels and all this? But if the shite went down, you headed up to the mountains and that was the, getaway? You feel me? So, let's go further. This is not easy to talk about, by the way. So then, the watch gets nicked, and if Lucy and PP are in business together, it would make sense that she would have made a little bit of cash there, whatever, the watch would have got sold, and most likely, if they're well connected, then Ab and Jay may have been the one to deliver the watch to Potter so that Jay could meet him. All just hypothetical, not factual. In that sense, it would have been getting around Saturday night here and there with the people looking for the people that took the watch, that these two were headed on their way to PP's. Now, if you go over to, I think it's World Entertainment News, and I think it's Mark also, has been sharing that message that came from somebody that claimed that, and they sent the pictures to Debbie of Jay with Ab on his way to sell the watch, and the picture of, what was the other picture? Oh, the snap. I'm on my way to sell a watch with 2 Molly kids, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So that person alleged that they were with Brad back at the hotel. We've also been told that through Haley Comet that the whole group of them went to Masca, but that when they got to a tunnel, that Brad faked like he had to pee and he ran back home to the motel. Okay, let's follow all this for a minute. So that means all but Brad are going to Masca. I'm wondering, is PPR VIP that's in the hideout because the shit just got hot and you're just going up there for the evening anyway? It would make sense then for Lucy to be there, because I don't see Lucy having that many skills to go all the way up into the mountains with a whole bunch of no-gooder guys and think she can just go to bed safely, unless she's got a protector. Boom! Somebody powerful, perhaps, a VIP. We'll call him Johnny Vegas, right? We all know that Pink Panther and PP had the same initials. Just gonna throw it out there. And the Pink Panther is a cartoon about stealing watches and jewelry and all that kind of stuff, right? A jewelry thief. Wonder how much easier it is to go in an airport wearing a watch and carrying your watch collection and get through customs and all this stuff compared to rugs. See where I'm going with this? A lot more money, and easily your risk is so minimal. Why mess with rugs when you can wear it on your wrist and make so much more? So let's go back again. Let's say on Saturday night, Jay, Ab, Lucy, the gang head over and sell the watch, and then they celebrate. They got some bottles of Henny, all this kind of stuff, and they head up to Masca on Saturday night to celebrate, out of the way of everything, thinking all's good. There's no room for, sleeping in this place because you have the VIP and Lucy upstairs because they're also hiding out because they just hit a big one. They got a good one, right? So there's a low reward going on. That could mean that Rocky's going to sleep in the car anyway. So he crashes, and that's what they're laughing about, and they're carrying in bottles to drink. For all we know, that's a Hennessy clinking together. Okay. Now, at this point, they don't know that there's anything major going down other than it got a little hot there at the hotel. That's all they know at this point till Sunday. So they all go back to wherever they're going to go for the day, thinking it's all good, it's all clear. Whew. Nothing happened Saturday night. We're all good. Let's go back to our little hotels, freshen up, and let's hit the night out. Seems like all's good. They have no idea shit's about to hit the fan until all of a sudden Jay comes running back, looking over his shoulder in that video. And at that moment, he has seen the person that they're snooping. You know that part of the movie you're watching where the guys are like looking over the crowd and the one person spots them and runs back to tell them all? So they're going to go. They're going to leave. As they leave, the shit hits the fan. Explosion, fight, all this kind of shit over a stolen watch. They all scatter and get up to the Airbnb. Now, I think right before Papagayo's, they knew that they needed to make sure that Jay could be the scapegoat if needed. And so they load him up. They spike him. All right, so now he's completely off his face. And now they know the crap has hit the fan. And they speed out of there at no later than 1:30. Which means Lucy did leave. She got tired and went to bed in Masca. And I'm sure she shared a room with her protector. Maybe not same bed, maybe. Who knows? Okay. That means that Lucy's safe. Because she ain't going to go up to no dark mountains as just a girl by herself. She didn't even want to go up there alone. She wanted people to go with her, right? To go look for Jay. She wouldn't be going up there alone. But yet she was there. So in my opinion, she's got her big brother, if you want to call it. I won't say that they have a relationship. I have no idea. I've never heard that they have. Not in that way. So I'll say her big brother, right? Her business partners got her back. Okay. Now, at some point, Ophelia comes to the door, but she doesn't have an adult son. She doesn't have any sons. She only has a daughter. But Ahab said, somebody came to the door with Ophelia, and now he's changed it into, the guy had his shirt up over his belly, he was pushing a wheelbarrow, and that is Ophelia's adult son with another guy, which neither one of us are going to buy this because she doesn't have an adult son. So at this point, they've come looking for the bad guy, or I won't call them the bad guys at this point. I don't know who they are. They're the people that want the watch back. Now, I don't think they put Jay in a car because that lady that said her mother had CCTV footage of about a 19-year-old guy that looked British being walked off with two adult men, and it was horrifying. Whatever she means by horrifying, terrifying, we never find out, but she wanted her daughter to tell her where she could send the CCTV footage from Masca. At that same around about time, at 6 in the morning, maybe close to 7, we've got cars arriving. We have probably 7:30ish. We have cars arriving. We're hearing the neighbors saying all hell's breaking loose in there. They're hearing voices that sound Arabian or something like that. So I don't think it all happened at around 8 o'clock. Like Abe's saying, again, we have to push it all back. I think it all happened at around 6 is when it really took place, to knock on the door with Ophelia. And that's why she was going home. They had found out the owner of the Airbnb. And they went to her house, I believe, and got her out of bed and said, take us to where they got their hideout. And she was like, okay. Yeah, right here. Yeah. And now she's going home, right? Because she ain't even supposed to be in Masca at that time, right? Or if she is, she's going to work for the day, she would stay. But she's going home at around 8 a.m. So it would put her there much earlier for some bizarre reason, just for the perfect event to knock on the door. There's no tourist up at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning out there that I know of. It's all starting to roll around 8:30, 9 o'clock. You get your tourists. All right. So at this point, the reason for Lucy to even suggest that he's missing would be if he had been taken. If your loved one was abducted, they're missing. And if you become aware that you no longer know where Jay is because two men just took him, he is now missing. But the only reason that you would know where in the world Waldo would be found, in this case Jay, is if you believe the report of the lady that says her mother has CCTV footage of two men walking Jay, well, not Jay, a 19-year-old British lad that terrified her. And could that explain why the last time that Ophelia saw Jay, he was going up the mountains in the wrong direction? She just didn't tell you that he was with the two men that she brought to Jay's green door, or in this case, Abe's door. Now, I believe that's why we have all this missing time and why the timeline never worked. Because now they've got to fabricate everything else because they're the ones that are the criminal activity. As Mark William Thomas said, they're covering up their watch industry. They're covering this all up so they don't go back to prison. They're not the ones, in my opinion, that directly took Jay. Now, let's go back to these two guys. We've all seen the picture with the dog that allegedly led you to the edge of the cliff, and then Jay was found 20 meters further from that edge. I've done the math, and I have figured this out. If Jay was literally slung, it's possible. It's possible. The wheelbarrow. Was Jay even awake, or had they kept giving him more so that he was unconscious? I pray to God, if any of this is true, that he was fully unconscious. Okay? I'm just saying. I said this is hard for me to talk about, but now it would explain so much, because they would be faking that Jay was alive, and when these bad guys, now they're bad guys, because in my theory they've committed a crime of red rum, when they've done this, they get the information from Lucy, I believe, because they talk about her in the little deal about her and knowing her. She knows who we are, and that she's a distributor, right? They know her as a seller, and they want the bag. They want the bag. Is the bag full of watches? Is that why we have AP and Rolex and so forth? Did Lucy not steal one watch? And I'm just being hypothetical here, but could she have taken someone's very expensive watch collection in their bag? And she would know about them if she's connected to Potter, because he soon got one made for himself, and he was able to line it full of beautiful, rare watches. Feel me? So if somebody's implying that you could run and jump that far, well, why couldn't you toss a body that far? I don't know. I'm just saying, if Jay was dropped at that point off the ledge, then when the shite hit the fan and they came to get Jay and these two people took him, that other place, the little hideout, ain't no good no more. And could the VIP have jumped on the Maraba and it out of here? You know what I'm saying? Burn. And just been like, whoo, that got too hot. That's me out of here. I'm just bringing you this theory because then they write this all about Lucy and how she's the distributor and she knows who we are and all this. It makes sense that they'd remember her if she had been the one to nick the watches. And with us hearing an AP, you know, or next little clip you hear about a Rolex. It's a back and forth. It's all over the place. Could it be more than one watch? And I'm not saying 20 watches, maybe a few though. Oh, I never heard that, Mariah McDonald says. There's also a theory that Rolex belonged to Belgian man who went missing in April 2024, and whoever robbed it off Belgian man then had Rolex stolen off him, hence why not reported. Whew, that's a lot. Okay, let's see what you guys are thinking. So you don't think he was thrown? Okay. So then they drive down to the bottom. right? Because you can drive your car all the way to the beach, almost, because there's a big, like, thing there. And then they just hammock him and put him. They just drop him there. I'm just saying, to me, it feels like it's two different crimes. So it's this underworld of jewelry thieving and rugs, right, intermixed all together, that got Jay into a problem where somebody nicked a watch. They made Jay the scapegoat. They gave him something so that he was not able to defend himself. They all went up to their hideout. When the Ophelia comes to the door, I just don't see her bringing two random guys to tell you to move your car. Would she need backup? Bouncers? Did she think she was going to get jumped? I doubt it. Okay? So these two guys, to me, have something to do with the disappearance of Jay. Now, everything that we've seen on video of Jay at the NRG rave on Sunday night, it all stops by 12:30, 12:45. There's no more footage. It's gone. There is none. I've done a thorough search in every way for months. There's nothing after 1:30 a.m. So that's when you have to remember that a fight breaks out just after that. So were they leaving and got caught? I don't know. Hey, Panda English, didn't we see Brad having a hand so deep in Jay's black man bag? Yes. Brad's hand was so deep into Jay's bag, so he had to even be putting something into Jay's bag or taking something out of it. I agree. I agree. Hey, Wheels and Phils, you sent me an email of something you saw recently. Thank you. Hey, Andy Finson, I don't believe he was there at the ravine at all. Not from June 17th. Okay. And I'm not saying that I believe it either. I'm just trying to figure this out to walk a different theory myself, right? Even if you just forget the part about Jay being dropped off right then, two men walking Jay away and that woman saw makes me think that these two guys are the ones that removed Jay. And they're the ones, in my humble opinion, that were messaging Debbie, saying your boy owes us a lot of money, and mentioning Lucy, saying she's the one that knows us. We want that bag, Lucy. And when I think of a bag and I think of watches and all this, I see a master's bag with all the watches in it. Maybe it's 3, maybe it's 12. But did it get like nicked during the Hard Rock Cafe? Remember, Lucy's the one that kept saying in her little alleged messages, her DMs to these people, I effed up. Then you have Rachel saying, Lucy effed up. We have a watch stolen from someone that was a oops, you shouldn't have done that, which is a big F up. Whoa, I did not know that. Roanna Pipe says, did you all see new person found in ravine near Puerto de la Cruz was found on Sunday, April 21st. They just keep coming. I will look that up. Wow. Hi, Jody Sinclair. Welcome back. Lava Boy says, hi, Mama D. Remember where my boy Quack Quack, you said he wouldn't get stabbed? I think we're going off the truth. Okay. Let's talk about the beach video and then we'll wrap it up for today. Wait a minute, I'll go get my boy Quack Quack. You hear, oh Jay, you said he wouldn't get stabbed, right? Did you ever hear anybody screaming out in pain? Did you ever hear anybody that's been stabbed going, oh my God, my leg, my leg. No, you don't. So that to me is a reaction video of holy shite, that was freaky, right? Because that's the last thing said. That was freaky. I bet it's about what happened at that club. And that's how they all get to Masca. Hold on a minute, let me go get my boy Quack Quack. That is Rocky, most likely, who then runs up to Ahab. We gotta go, we gotta go. Okay? So at that moment, Jake could have already been dead. If he got STABBED'd in the leg, then it's possible they nicked the main artery. And there's the cut by the cactus, right? Cactus being a knife. And we're going to be talking about the money being deposited into Jay's account. Little Miss Vodka brought this up. And she shows how it literally was a name, Jay Slater, on the account. And it was for payment of rugs to Lucy by someone else. And then we got to think about, so then why would Jay have Brad's card? You feel me? That's awful weird. So we're going to be talking about that too. Bibb says that's if he actually for real found in the ravine and not helped out elsewhere. Thank you, Bibb. Be careful of holidaying in Tenerife, says Jim Star. I agree with that, or anywhere. It's not just Tenerife, it's anywhere. These tourist locations can be a trap for people that aren't wise. And so you have to keep your wits about you if you're not, at home in familiar territory. Oh, the poll. Thank you, Phil Heslop. Thank you. The poll. Okay. I got a little snarky on the end of this one. Here's your question. You are lying in a ditch, bleeding. You are lost, thirsty, and have 1% battery. What do you do? What do you do? So if you're playing along at home, and these are your answers. And then I'll go back and we'll do the poll itself. We have 217 votes. Okay. Answer A. Call your friends to chat. Yeah, call your friends to chat. B. Call 911 or emergency help. C. Call your parent or husband. And D. FaceTime with Brad and laugh about where you are. You know, it could be funny, but it's not. Okay, so go ahead, place it, A, B, C, or D. A, call your friends to chat. B, call 911 or emergency help. C, call your parents or husband. Or D, FaceTime with Brad and laugh about where you are. All right, let's go ahead and do this. The least favorite in fourth place today is call your friends to chat, which nobody voted for. Thank God. I would start questioning people. And then the third favorite answer was FaceTime with Brad and laugh about where you are at 1%. 1. Uno. And I'd question that person's sanity. And then then the second place is call your parent or husband, right? 15%, somebody you can trust that can get you help, right? 15%. So that's a good answer. And then a whopping 83% coming in at number 1 is answer B. Call 911 or other emergency help. 224 votes as I end the poll. Wow. That's absolutely wild. And that is why When you look at that, Jay never called his parent, and Jay did not call for emergency help, which means that 99% of all human beings in a percentage view, according to our poll, would absolutely call a parent or a husband, or 83% would call 911. 1% would call Brad and just say, hey, look where I am, and laugh about it. So if anybody ever asks me or you, why do we believe this is an accident? There's your number one answer. Because Jay did not call for help. Jay did not call his parents. It is being tried to be force-fed to us in a narrative that Jay called a friend to laugh where he was. Nah. Hi, Gina Lewis. You say, rest in peace, Jay. They are all guilty in your opinion. Wheels and Phil says, maybe we're all just nuts, Mama D. Let's all ask for Brad's number for our next emergency situation. Ocean Deep says, it's really not rocket science. It is, you would ring for help. Andrea Lawrence, you can call emergency SOS direct from iPhone to the nearest emergency service. Amen. Yep. So if anybody ever asks you, you tell them. That is because there's no one that would not have called for 911 if they had phone. And it's being alleged that he talked to all these little brats, and he didn't. There's no way I will believe it. I love you too, Claire, and welcome back. I'm sorry your fingers got broke. I'm very sorry. I'm glad you're healing. Polly Livingston Sloan, nothing has made sense from the start. I agree with that. Roanne says, in my opinion, he would have been found with either the watch, the money, or the sale of the watch, or something he purchased with the proceeds, perhaps. Hey, Brian White, how are you? Hi, TJ Hamilton. David Matheson says, a lot of people have been stabbed actually think they have been punched until the blood appears. I've heard that. So my uncle got STABBED 7 times for his wallet in Chicago. This was like, I was only like 5 or 6 when it happened, so I'll tell you, like 50 years ago. But he thought he was being punched, right? Gina Les says, you are so good, you need to cover Tamla Horsford, too. Well, I've never heard of that lady. Bespoke, is there a confirmed toxicology report? All we have is that alleged court document that's saying that he had all these things in his system. We don't have, like, the tox report. Frankie Nadine says, I couldn't decide on the poll as we don't know how serious Jay took his situation at the time. Hindsight would have influenced the answer. Hope that makes sense. And it does. Thank you, Frankie. Hey, Sherry Riley. I'm so glad we haven't given up on Jay. As many other channels have, justice for Jay. It hurts my heart being a mom of 4. Natalie Davis, welcome back. Also, you say, if Jay thought his life was in danger, it doesn't matter what I'd done. I'd still call the police for help and deal with consequences of what I'd done after I'm safe. All the more reason to call police, in my opinion. Hey, Fearless. Good to see ya. All right, you guys, are you ready to jump over? Now, remember, all you have to do is click that little arrow down and it'll say Paradox Painting. Click that link. You're over with us. There also is a thumbnail right now during the live that you'll be able to use to jump over, but on replay you'll have to hit the first pinned comment. I know I put links all over because I love to paint and I want to share that with you guys. So I hope you'll join me. It starts in 15 minutes. I am in the audience because it's a video. I will watch it with you. Bring your popcorn, bring your favorite drink, and bring your favorite blanket, and we'll be over there. I love you guys so incredibly much. I truly do. I appreciate every minute with you. Hope that you enjoyed your time with me as much as I have enjoyed my time with you. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I'm covering the Jay Slater case again. With that, let's get our music going. And I will see you all very, very soon. Have a good night, Karen Val. Good to see you, Quartster. Love you, Ocean Team. Zoe reaching out that ridge. Good to see you all. Debbie Gazzardo, I think, is out for the day. I'm trying to think. Did I see Jennifer Swain? I don't remember. Night, Frankie Nadine, Carnival Queen, TJ Hamilton, Fearless Britannia. Night, Zozo. Thank you for modding, hon. Good to see you, Allison. Night, Pauline Smith. Seeking Justice. Good to see you. You snuck in there. I didn't see you earlier. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you again very soon. Night, Andy. Night, Isla. Allie. Jodine. Biv. Prime Candy. Oh, there's so many of you. I will see you all again soon.